Well, hello and welcome. This is your host, Kendi Foster. It's so good to have you on our show today. I have a show that is going to help you peel back the covers from anything that's disempowering you, anything that's stopping you from stepping forward in your dreams, in your passion, in your life, to really start to bring more of you and what you're all about into this world in a much greater way. That's going to be an interesting big topic, isn't it? Peeling back the layers. You know, some of you are stuck out there. You've got limitations that are holding you back from being the best version of yourself, and you know it, right? There's symptoms when we're stuck. Well, you wake up in the morning and you're passionate, and then all of a sudden you're not. Or you have some great ideas, you wanna move in that direction, but some reason something's stopping you from moving forward. Or you're in a place where you're just disempowered. You're not feeling good about yourself or what you're doing. Or you're in a place where your energy is low now. You had great energy and you really want to have better energy, and you're blaming it maybe even on a physical ailment. Maybe you've got some physical stuff going on. But what if it all starts in the mind? What if the mind is the cause of your disempowerment, and the mind is the cause of your release, your freedom to be able to move to the next level? Now, this isn't a show to take a deep psychological dive into your mind. That's not where we're going to go. We're going to give you some specific ways to reignite your passion, your purpose, so that you're feeling good about yourself. And, you know, who knows? There's some of you that may have children out there or friends or family that are also, you see them that they're just not like they were before. That you maybe it's diagnosed as a light form of depression, or something's going on, you just can't put your finger on it. Well, I can help you put your finger on it today, and our guest is going to do the same thing. We're going to help you reignite you, your passion, and your power. If that's of interest to you today, stay tuned. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll come right back with my guest, and we're going to be talking about this and a bunch more. We'll be right back. Are you health and well-being? UK Health Radio is your ultimate digital destination for cutting-edge health information and inspiration. At UK Health Radio, we know that good health is not merely the absence of disease, but a state of complete physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Tune in to our wide range of expert-led shows where renowned health professionals share about the latest research, practical tips, and inspiring stories that will motivate you to live your healthiest life. Don't settle for anything less than vibrant health. Tune in to ukhealthradio.com, the world's #1 talk health radio and podcast platform. We have enough information. Just Google it or AI it. What the world needs today is courage and wisdom. The courageous ones have moved us forward. These are the fearless, the ones with determination, the resilient ones. They have grit and rise to meet the challenges and opportunities. They encourage, empower, and enlighten us to all glow up, shift our thinking, and step into our greatness. Yes, these are the ones who have led the way. Now, listen to the courageous ones of today and step into your courage. Well, welcome back, everybody. I'm calling the show today The Courage to Discover Your Passion. Probably realign with your passion might even been a better title. Shadan Kapri is my guest today. Shadan, so good to have you. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's so great to have you. Some of you don't know Shadan. Well, let me tell you a little bit about her. She is an attorney. She's an author. She's an activist. And with a career dedicated to empowering others, particularly women and children. A U.S. Fulbright Scholar, wow, okay, on human trafficking. Shadan founded the Kapri Law Consulting, which is a firm specializing in women's and children's rights, family law, and human rights law. Her commitment to these causes has been recognized by the White House and the United Nations. Shannon, congratulations on that. It's great to have you on the show. You know, you wrote your first book on human trafficking. We're not going to talk about that right now. I want to talk about the second book and helping people to find their passion. Why'd you write the book? First of all, let's talk about that.
Well, I wrote the book because this is the book that I needed when I was in my 20s. I'm in my 40s now, and I remember being in my 20s and feeling very lost. Truly, I felt like there was a dream out there for me. I had some big dreams in my heart, but there seemed to be this disconnect between me and the actual dream. I didn't know how to get there. And so I started to look around at books. I started to look online. I started to look everywhere I could possibly look and see if there was a book about how do you discover your passion? How do you, in your 20s, make your 20s count? And I couldn't find it, truly. And so I started writing this book. It was kind of a compilation of research. And I wrote the book and then I shelved it for 20 years. This is a true story. I'm not even kidding. I shelved it for 20 years. I wrote it. And then recently my husband said, "Whatever happened to that book you were working on?" And I thought, "Oh, yeah, maybe I should." He said, "I think that book would really help people because it really helped you." And so God bless him. He's the reason I got it out of the closet and started working on it. And it got published in April. And so far it's done so well. It's exceeded my expectations, and the reviews on Amazon are wonderful. And so I think I've resonated with people, which I really appreciate as an author and as a writer myself.
I love that. I remember being in my 20s and I remember thinking something inside of me was like, you're going to do some really good things in the world, but I didn't know what they were. I mean, it's like I had friends around me that, knew they were going to be a doctor or a lawyer. They're going to work on cars, or they're going to be a school teacher, or they're going to, become a congressman or a politician. But I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had no clue. So would this book help somebody like that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. What it does is the book takes you on this journey of, okay, you've got these big dreams. You know that you're meant for something, but you don't know exactly what that something really is. And so I start with just talking about sort of dealing with those layers, dealing with the doubt, dealing with the insecurity, dealing with the questions, and really going within yourself. I think one of the reasons this book has really resonated with people is because at the end of the chapters are very short, by the way, because I want this to be a quick read. At the end of every chapter, there's these questions. They're like journal questions, and there's room in the book to actually write your answers. And the questions are meant to elicit sort of what you're passionate about. So the book is really half information and half journal. It's a journal book combo where your answers, and I say this in the beginning, your answers are the most important part of this book. This book is just giving you information, but I'm also eliciting these questions that, and I've had people reach out to me saying, "Thank you so much for writing this book," because these are questions I never asked myself. These are really important questions that I never dived into. And when you start answering those questions in a very honest and transparent way, you start to see what you're passionate about. It starts to come alive, and it's very exciting.
Wow. Well, I know at that age, I compared myself to a lot of other people, what they had or didn't have, right? I was either more than other people or less than other people. I thought at one point I was, the car I drove, I thought I was my girlfriend. I thought I was, oh, well, I must be just like my parents, I didn't really know my true self. And I think that's a real key to somebody finding their passion is knowing who they are. Do you address that in the book?
I do, I do. And the questions, so how the book is set is I'll have a chapter, for example, on anger, for example, and I'll talk about anger. I talk about what that does to our passion, what that does to our soul. When you're walking around angry and bitter, unhappy, it essentially kills your passion, right? Because you're so focused on this negative, whatever that is for you, that your passion doesn't have a chance to even come to the surface because you're just so preoccupied with the problem or the health condition or the relationship. And so part of the book is giving you tools and saying, hey, listen, pay attention to this, pay attention to your anger because it is killing your passion. And then at the end of the chapter, I write all these questions that I really want people to answer in the book that talks about, okay, in terms of if my anger wasn't here, what are the things I would pursue? And a lot of people get stuck, including myself. I mean, a lot of this book is based on my own personal experience, getting stuck in my life, feeling stuck in my career, feeling stuck in my personal life. We all go through it, but I think the important thing is to understand that you're not in a ditch, you're in a trench. And I think that's a really important distinction to make because when you're in a trench, that means you go back in, you're reassessing the situation, you're getting ready to get back out of that. And so it's really important to kind of shift our mindset that this negative thing that's happening, even though it sucks, it is for our greater good. And how can I turn that negative to something positive? How can I help that fuel my passion? And that's what I did. I mean, in my own life and also in the book. And I talk about that. I talk about anger and bitterness and self-doubt and what that does to our soul and what that does to our passion. It essentially just buries it alive.
100%. And I think some people, I know back in that day, I didn't really realize that I was a soul. Like I was saying, I was thinking I was all these other things. I think some people have to understand their true self, and also maybe even, when you find a purpose in life, and that's, and I say a purpose, not the purpose, but when you find a purpose in life, it starts to help drive you. And I love what you said about, you're not your anger. You're not, you might be stuck momentarily, but that's not who you are. You're something greater than that. And you can overcome all these challenges. And one of the ways that I love that you said is this power of journaling. I know I journaled for 10 years before I wrote my first book, right? I just journal, because some about journaling helps us understand who we are, what we're about, and things happen in journaling. Have you experienced in journaling, like you'll write the first page and not much is there, but the second or third page, it's like something else comes through. Have you experienced that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I think sometimes we all get stuck. And I really wish these are things that they would teach us in school, right? Because most of us, we go through school, we learn algebra, history, social studies, all these things, but we don't learn the things that are really going to help us in life, the things that are really going to kind of push us forward. And that's what this book's about. It's about going within yourself. It's about letting go of those labels. It's about letting go of everyone else's expectation and going within you and figuring out what is important to you. What is it that makes you want to get up in the morning? Because we all experience that, right? We have days when we think, okay, for me it's writing. I love to write. I don't write enough. I have another career, and so I have to carve out time to write and really indulge in my passion. And so the days that I'm going to write, I wake up really happy. I'm really excited. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to write today. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what comes on the paper. And the days that I go through long periods of time that I don't write, I notice that like it's almost like a depression sets in. There's just this kind of like hopelessness that sets in. And the first thing my husband says to me is, "Are you writing?" And I say, "No, I'm not." I'm taking care of everything else in my life. I have clients, I have projects. And I've just noticed that when I don't write, for me, that's my passion. Writing, sharing information, disseminating knowledge, that's my passion. And when I don't do it, I swear to God, this is so true. It's like this depression starts to open up inside of me and I start to feel sad and hopeless. My husband's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I don't know. Truly, I don't know." I mean, everything seems to be fine, but then when I write, it's like there's something inside of me that just crux.
So I got to take a quick break, but when we get back, we're touching around this topic, but there's a lot of people that are trying to find their unique path. And I want to really take a little deeper dive in that. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the Deluxe Bundle. Get the faster motor or 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Hi everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have live agents available right now to answer your questions and tell you how much your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin with us in the Help Center. So Tom, phones are really busy over there. Tell us what kind of calls you're seeing.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the call center with you. We always enjoy talking to the viewers and getting folks the compensation that they deserve. You know, we're seeing calls about all kinds of accidents, but the most common by far has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, give us a call right now. You'll speak with a live person. They'll answer any questions you have and tell you if you have a case and how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. All right, folks at home, you heard it. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now.
Hi, folks. Joe Namath here. Did you know that I wear hearing aids? I love my hearing aids, and I am here to help you get a deal on the same brand I wear.
Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get MD Hearing's revolutionary Neo hearing aids for just $297 a pair. The Neo is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology many customers say is superior to more expensive models. And you can get 2 Neo hearing aids with a 45-day risk-free trial, free shipping, and free lifetime US-based support for only $297. The Neo is nearly invisible with its tiny in-the-ear canal design.
Call my friends at MD Hearing and get the over-the-counter hearing aids that I use for you.
Call now and get not 1 but 2 Neo hearing aids for just $297.
800-789-7885. Again, that's 800-789-7885.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm talking to Shadan Kapri, and she's got a new book out there. In fact, we want to put that book up on the screen there. It's called Discovering Your Passion. And wow, it's a powerful book. Hey, listen, okay, Shadan. Finding and embracing your unique path. And I love the way that we're going around this. Is there like step 1, 2, or 3 to find it? Or do we have to just is it just a mystery? We have to go through this I don't know, journaling for 10 years like I did to find me. I don't know. You tell me.
Well, in the book, every chapter I kind of talk about a part of it, right? One of my chapters, especially chapter 14 is called Live Your Life. And and I'm just going to read just a small part of the book. It says, one of the best ways to never uncover your passion is by living your life for or through others. When you do this, your life becomes about their wants, their needs, their desires. Ironically, you become closer to what their passions are than what is yourself. The saddest of all realizations is coming to the end of your life only to realize that you never lived it for yourself. You never lived their life, and you never got the chance to live yours either. And we do this, right? As moms, as caregivers, as we live for others. We want to make everyone else's life, and as women especially, and even men, we think about, okay, what's best for our children? What's best for our communities? And that's important, but you can't put yourself last, because when you put yourself last, there's something inside of you that dies. And you know this, and I know this. There's something inside of you that just, that light starts to dim. And the people around you can see it. They can feel it. They're like, what's wrong, Dad? Why are you so unhappy? Why are you drinking every night when you come home?
Yeah.
And so
it's that place where, and I think of young people where their parents have the best interest in mind. They might tell them, we want you to be a doctor. We want you to be a lawyer. We want you to be an actor. We want you to be this or that. And they're saying, okay, well, I think mom and dad know best, but in their heart, they want to be an artist, right? But there's fear there. There's fear of making the wrong choice and, displeasing somebody. So how do people overcome that, Shadan?
I went through that myself. I come from a family of doctors. It was expected that I would become a doctor. And it's very hard to go against that. It's very hard to go against these sort of family traditions or we get indoctrinated at such a young age that this is what success looks like, but that's not true. And we know that's not true because there's lots of doctors and lawyers out there that are dealing with alcoholism. So they may look like they're successful on the outside. They have the nice car and the nice house. But when you actually talk to them and get to know them, you realize, there's something wrong in this picture. They're not happy, and they're not happy because they're listening to everyone around them. And hey, I can't fault people for this because I did the same thing. I think that's one of the reasons why my 20s was so hard, because I spent my 20s trying to make everyone else happy. I thought, if I do this, it'll make them happy, and then I will be happy. But unfortunately, that's not what happens. You end up miserable, and by being miserable, you make everyone around you miserable too. So it's very it's definitely something that continues through generations, actually.
Yeah, it's a generational thing, and I think it's interesting. I mean, in the United States, we the goal is to go through school, get out of school, then you get married, then you get your job, then you get your 2.5 children, and you get your dogs and your cats. One day you wake up and you go, well, why did I do all this? And you wonder. And I coach with a lot of those folks, and some people become workaholics, some become alcoholics, some become parentaholics, where they're living for somebody else, but they haven't tuned into who they are and why are they here, right? Why are you here? What makes you happy? What makes us happy, right? That's a good question.
I think one of the reasons why we see a lot of people having midlife crises, and we see this with men and women, I mean, it manifests itself obviously in different ways often, but because people are sold this narrative that if you do this, and this, you will be happy, right? Go to college, find a wife, buy that house, 2.5 kids, get the minivan. And so then you have these people all around the world, especially in the US, who are 45, 50, 40, who sit around and say, okay, I did everything that they told me to do, right? I did what my parents said. I did what my teachers said. I did what society said was the best thing to do. So why am I so miserable?
Yeah.
And I see that all the time. And it was something that I went through myself. I wanted to make everyone in my family happy, but then I realized by doing that, there was something inside of me that was dying. And I know that sounds kind of dramatic. What do you mean something inside of you that was dying? my authentic self couldn't live. I couldn't be who I really am. I couldn't be excited about things because none of the things I was doing actually excited me at all.
Yeah.
I was doing it for other people. I wasn't doing it because it made me want to get up in the morning. So I talk about in the book, if you had to look back on your life, did you spend most of it doing what truly excites you, or did you spend most of it just trying to live up to the expectations of others, to the expectation of society, to your parents, to your family, what you think, your friends are doing, or trying to keep up with your friends and keep up with the Joneses? And I see this a lot now, people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s that become very bitter. And I can tell because, I deal with a lot of people. One of the ways is I'm a family law attorney. And so I deal with families, women and children that are in crises and that are in transition. And one of the things I find is that most of the time when people are getting divorced or having midlife crises, they're very angry. They're very angry. They're very bitter. They feel like life has somehow shortchanged them because they did everything they were supposed to do. So why are they still miserable? And I think it comes back to not following your passion, whatever that is for you. Photography, if it's creating art, if it's doing podcasting, working on cars, you have to create room in your life for the things that truly excite you. And you do it because it excites you, not because it looks good on paper or it creates money or your family's proud of you.
And I'll plus that. There's a part where it takes courage once you wake up and you go, this isn't working for me, okay? I mean, I've got a wonderful husband, I've got beautiful children, I've got a beautiful life, but it's not working for me. And instead of throwing it all out, and of course, a lot of people want to blame the other person for it, it's that place where we turn back within ourselves and start asking the questions that Shadan is saying, right? What excites me? What turns me on? What am I passionate about? What do I love to do? It's that place, and then finding the courage to go do it in spite of all your obligations, all your responsibilities, everything. I can't tell you how many clients that I've coached that have been in their late 30s, 40s, 50s that have hit these roadblocks. And it's just, a lot of times it looks like there's something outside of you not working. But quite frankly, when you shift on the inside, everything starts to fall in place on the outside. And it's that place that she's talking about, which I just really want to support.
And one of the things I say in my book is, I'm not telling people to just go out and burn their life down, right? I'm not saying quit your job, divorce your wife, move to India. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying you can continue doing whatever it is that you do for a living. Create space for the things that you love and don't feel bad for doing it. My husband loves to work on cars and he's a car guy. And I remember just recently I had a conversation with him and he said, but I'm not making any money from this. And I said, that's not what it's about. It's what you get out of it is so much more than money. What you get out of it is joy, peace, comfort. So we don't need to monetize everything that we do in life, right? Because right now it's like, well, am I using my time wisely? No. The fact that it brings you joy, the fact that it makes you want to get up in the morning and engage in life, that's the reason you do it. You don't do it to make money. And so I tell people in the book, Chris,
plus that too, and I got to take a break, but create space for your intuition. Okay. What Shadan was just talking about is everybody has these logical reasons why we shouldn't do this. But what's your heart say? What's your heart say? What does your heart want? That's the place to go. All right, listen, I got to take a quick break. When we come back from the break, I want to talk about how do we, once we discover our passion, how do we live authentically within that passion? So we'll be right back, and we'll go from there.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the Deluxe Bundle. Get the faster motor or 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Hi, everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have live agents available right now to answer your questions and tell you how much your case is potentially worth. Hi, I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin with us in the Help Center. So Tom, phones are really busy over there. Tell us what kind of calls you're seeing.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the call center with you. We always enjoy talking to the viewers and getting folks the compensation that they deserve. You know, we're seeing calls about all kinds of accidents, but the most common by far has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, give us a call right now. You'll speak with a live person. They'll answer any questions you have and tell you if you have a case and how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. All right, folks at home, you heard it. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now.
Hi, folks. Joe Namath here. Did you know that I wear hearing aids? I love my hearing aids, and I am here to help you get a deal on the same brand I wear.
Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get MD Hearing's revolutionary Neo hearing aids for just $297 a pair. The Neo is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology many customers say is superior to more expensive models. And you can get 2 Neo hearing aids with a 45-day risk-free trial, free shipping, and free lifetime US-based support for only $297. The Neo is nearly invisible with its tiny in-the-ear canal design.
Call my friends at MD Hearing and get the over-the-counter hearing aids that I use for you.
Call now and get not 1 but 2 Neo hearing aids for just $297.
800-789-7885. Again, that's 800-789-7885.
Hi, this is kendfoster. Welcome back. Hey, I'll be right back with Shadan, our guest here, in just a second, but I want to appeal to you. If you're enjoying this show, then go to our YouTube channel. Again, click like and subscribe there. We'd really appreciate that. Also, if you have family, friends, or associates that you want to inspire them, uplift their lives, we encourage you to share that with them, have them subscribe so that they get our information every single week. If you don't subscribe, if you don't click on there, then we probably won't see you again. Man, we hope to see you lots, because these shows, I bring in the best of the best in areas around consciousness, around science, around health, around nutrition, around business, areas that will empower you, inspire you to become the best version of yourself. So I hope you enjoy the shows, and I hope you continue to watch your shows, but most importantly, pass them on also. All right, back to my guest here, Shadan Kapri, and she's got an amazing new book out, and we're talking a little bit about it. In fact, what I like to do is maybe let's get that back on the screen so you can see that. You can get this book. I looked at it over on Amazon, Discovering Your Passion. Discovering Your Passion. This is a powerful book that can move you in ways that I think would help you in so many ways. Shadan, I have a question though. It's one thing to discover our passion. It's another thing to be able to live that passion on a consistent basis and be authentic. And, this world is like, conform or die, right? And then if you're outside that conformity, it's like it can get tough. You can be tested. What's your hit on that?
Mhm. Absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. And I think the key is to carve out time in your life to pursue your passion. So for you, if it's podcasting or if it's creating art or if it's being in nature, whatever it is for that person, create space for your passion. Even if it's just an hour a day, 30 minutes a day, maybe some time on the weekend, don't deny yourself that. Because what happens is when we start to indulge in our passions, we start to get energy, and that energy then is transmitted to other parts of our life. And people around us know, it's like, hey, you seem to have kind of a little thing in your step. You seem a little more happier than usual. Why is that? So I tell people, you don't have to burn your life down. That's not what this book is about. This book is about doing the things that excite you. It's about finding what those things are and incorporating that into your day-to-day life. Because the reality is we all need to work. We all need to pay our bills. That's just the truth of life. Now, but our passion, we can't just completely disregard our passions because it doesn't make us money or because we feel we could be doing something else that's a better use of our time. No, include your passion in your life because what that does is that gives you levity. It gives you perspective. It gives you a chance to sort of step out of the world that you live in and do something that you really love. And there's something so beautiful in that you can't put an amount, you can't monetize that, right? And I just feel now, especially now with the social media, everything's about side hustle, make extra money, do a side hustle, it's like, why does everything have to be about money? Now, pay your bills. We all have to pay our bills. But at the same time, also carve out time for you. Carve out time for that photography passion you have. That's probably never going to make any money. You're probably never going to sell a photo, but that's not the point. The point is not to make money. The point is to do something that makes you come alive, to do something that you love. Because when you have that kind of energy, it's contagious and you inspire the people around you to also do what they love. And it can really be an uplifting, amazing experience.
I so agree with you. And, some people go through life and they suffer. Okay. Some people go through life and they don't suffer, quite frankly. What they do is they sometimes they feel some pain in their life, sometimes they have to grow and learn different things. And what we're talking about here is letting go of some of your suffering for other people or suffering for something and stepping into your real power, your authentic power. So sometimes we have to sacrifice, okay, to get into what we're passionate about, what Shadan's talking about here. We have to sacrifice some other things, right? But what I've found over the years and what she's talking about is that when we can sacrifice for our logic, our left brain, our have to make money, have to do this, all have tos or shoulds or musts for our love, what we love, what our heart's calling us to do, what we've put on the back burner, but there's this little voice that says, go do that. When you can step into that in a greater way, what happens is you have this not work-life balance, but we have work-life integration. We start to integrate our life with our passions, what we love to do, along with the other things we, like she says, go make some money if you want to live comfortably in the United States anywhere else. That's how I see it, Shannon. How do you see that?
I 100% agree. And I think the other thing that people don't often think about until they get older, and you see this a lot in cancer patients, you hear this, that life oftentimes talks to us, right? It talks to us in the things that we see and moments and the experiences we have. And a lot of people just don't listen to their own life. They listen to others. They listen to everyone around them. And when you listen to your own life, there's something amazing that happens. And I love books. I'm a complete book nerd. And I remember I read a book 20 years ago that talked about, it was written by this doctor. She was an oncologist, and she talked about how many of her patients would get cancer in life and then rearrange their life to do the things that they loved, and it would go into remission. And then it's fascinating to me. It's like it shouldn't take something really big like a health scare or something really negative in our life to sort of make us focus on what's really important. And most people spend their lives not listening to their life, not listening to themselves, not listening to, oftentimes I'll be in the car and I'll hear a song. And I'm thinking, wow, that song just really resonated with me because it's kind of about what I'm going through right now, whatever my individual issues are. And so I think life helps us, but we have to be willing to be open. We have to listen to our experiences. We have to listen to our suffering. We have to listen to ourselves and have trust in ourselves. And that's the first thing that's lost, is trust, right? We don't trust ourselves. We don't trust our decisions. We think everybody else knows better than us. And so we live our lives in a way that's so inauthentic that it stops people from knowing the real us. And that's a real loss to our families, to our communities. And also think about all the amazing things that all the artists in the world that could have created amazing art, and the rest of us would have benefited from that. And it's something that's when you create something, whatever that is for you, you're putting something out in the world that's going to help others. If it's art, it's going to move them. If it's a song, it's going to, change them. And so I tell people, don't give up on those things. Even if you just create music and you put it on YouTube. And I'm not saying everyone needs to be Taylor Swift, because that's not going to happen. But create. You don't know how it's going to impact people. I mean, just writing this book, honestly, I was afraid to publish it. I thought, no one's going to read it. No one's going to care. No one's going to get anything out of it. And my husband was the one that said, no, you have to do this. You have to publish this. It helped you and it can help others. And he was absolutely right. I mean, if you go on the reviews on Amazon, it's humbling to see what people are saying about this book. And I'm just so grateful that it's resonating with people.
Discovering your passion. And boy, Shadan, you really touched home here. I like what you said about life talks to us. Now, listen, life is talking to you right now. Listen to your body. Listen to your mind. Listen to your soul. It's talking to you right now. But now listen, if you can't hear it, it's because you're too distracted. You're on too much social media. You've got too much TV going on. You've got too many errands you're running. You got too many things in your life. Slow down, get quiet. Leonardo da Vinci said, isolation is the price of greatness. Now, he is one of the greatest creators of the Renaissance, right? One of the sages that I like to follow, he has Paramahansa Yogananda. He said, stillness is the price of greatness. So isolation and stillness. These are great men that are saying, hey, slow down, tune in. Listen to it, like Shadan just said. Life talks to us, but you got to hear it. If you can't hear it, what's the point? And the ultimate, what she's talking about, which is what I love. Ultimately, if you listen, what happens is you have more joy. You have more happiness. You are not stressed. I have a show called Heal It, where I bring on all these doctors, right? Most of them tell me that about 80 to 90% of all cancers, all disease, everything you're going on in your body is caused through different forms of stress, okay? And of course, you could eat stress. You can put stress on your immune system. You can put stress on your health in a lot of different ways. But ultimately, how do we let go of stress? You go get her book, and you start to learn about how to tune back into your own passion, your own life, and your own love. All right, listen, Shadan, I gotta take a quick break one more time, and we come back. We're gonna have final thoughts on this. So we'll be right back. of your health and well-being. UK Health Radio is your ultimate digital destination for cutting-edge health information and inspiration. At UK Health Radio, we know that good health is not merely the absence of disease, but a state of complete physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Tune in to our wide range of expert-led shows where renowned health professionals share about the latest research, practical tips, and inspiring stories that will motivate you to live your healthiest life. Don't settle for anything less than vibrant health. Tune in to ukhealthradio.com, the world's #1 talk health radio and podcast platform. We have enough information. Just Google it or AI it. What the world needs today is courage and wisdom. The courageous ones have moved us forward. These are the fearless, the ones with determination, the resilient ones. They have grit and rise to meet the challenges and opportunities. They encourage, empower, and enlighten us to all glow up, shift our thinking, and step into our greatness. Yes, these are the ones who have led the way. Now, listen to the courageous ones of today and step into your courage. Well, welcome back, everybody. This is your host, Kendi Foster. I'm talking with Shadan Kapri. We're talking about our new book. And Shannon, I want to know something because you're very powerful. You're very wise. You've got a lot of information and wisdom to give to the world. What's your message right now to the world with this book? What is the message here?
My message is we live in a society that uses busyness almost as a badge of honor, right? Whenever you meet someone or a friend, oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. You know, this is happening and that is happening. And we all do it. I do it. But I think what happens is when we get really busy on external things, that's when things start to go awry. And so going back to what you said is, don't be busy for the sake of being busy. I mean, really be selective with your time. Be selective with the things that you do, because ultimately you can be the busiest person in the world and also be the most miserable person in the world because you're not doing the things that feed your heart. You're not doing the things that bring you joy. So let's get away from this I'm busy culture that we all live in. And let's move towards trusting ourselves. Trust that the answers are within you. The problem is we spend our lifetime not listening to those answers. We don't listen to that voice. We don't give that voice enough credit. And once you start listening to that voice, once you start trusting your intuition, there's something amazing that happens. There's something powerful that happens because you're tapping into something almost divine. I like to think you're tapping into something greater than yourself. And to me, that's the real legacy, is to live a life that's more, it's not just about you. It's about what can I bring to this situation? I can bring negative energy and anger and bitterness, or I can bring joy. I can bring passion. I can bring a sense of I'm doing something I love. And I hope by doing this, it inspires the people around me to do the same. And that is life changing. That's what I want to really share with people.
I love that. That's powerful. And by the way, on our screen right now, you can connect with Shadan at her Instagram page, and you can find her at Shadan Capri on Instagram at ShadanKapri. Shadan, let's call it. Wait, Shadan. Shadan, yeah, that's it. All right. Now, plus what you just said, you know, our society is all about do. You know, what are you doing? What are you doing it? What has to happen for you to change or grow? Or all these very left-brain logical do stuff. But you know, we don't ask questions like, "Who am I becoming? Who are you becoming?" Okay, why is it important for you to tune into your own intuition? Right? How are you evolving and growing oneself? Right? It's about tuning back into you, and I think that's her whole message. It's like slow down to 60, tune into you, and find out what you're passionate about. Find out what you love in life. Find out what reignites you, right? And, we have to spend a little time to do it. It's, you might get the answers in the shower, great, or swimming out there or taking a vacation, but you can do it through what she suggested, through journaling, through spending some time with yourself. All right. Final thoughts? You got about 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Well, my passion is human rights and human trafficking awareness. And so I wrote the book, The Red Movement, to help increase global awareness of human trafficking. And I saw how much joy that brought me, just doing something that I felt really passionate about. Even if I don't make $1, it's not even about the money. And so writing my second book, Discovering Your Passion, was my way of wanting to share it with the world so that each person can tap into that, tap into doing something that they love, tap into that joy, tap into that, oh my God, this is awesome. I can't believe I'm doing this. I feel as adults, we lose that sense of enthusiasm that we had as children, and we shouldn't, because that is what's going to sustain us when life gets hard. And it will get hard. It gets hard for all of us. And so please know that there is a better life for you, but you have to go within to find it. It's not going to be found out there in social media and material things. It's going to be found in you, and you are the most precious thing that will ever be in your life. So treat yourself accordingly.
I love that. Shadan Kapri, thank you so much for being on my show. I feel very blessed to have you here, and I appreciate all you do. And thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we just tapped the surface with her today, by the way, my audience. She has a lot more to share and to offer. I hope you'll check her out on social media and see what she's really up to. For all of you that are watching this show is changing you. If it's changing your heart, or you're moving in a new direction, you're being inspired. Again, we encourage you to let people know about this show, right? Go to our YouTube channels, go to our Instagram, go to our LinkedIn pages, our X pages, and check us out there. We're also on a lot of TV networks. One of our TV networks we're on right now is E360 TV. I'd like to give a shout out to them, E360 TV. You can find them on Roku and Amazon and Google and everywhere else, E360 TV. It's an OTT platform, and they do a great job of bringing amazing guests and shows into the world. So I hope you'll check them out. And from my point of view, I hope you'll check my website out also. You can go to kendfoster.com, kendfoster.com. There I have some free offers for you right now, and some of which will inspire greatness within you and take you to the next level. It might take you a little courage to step into to get some of my offers, but if you do, then I guarantee you will take your business and your life to a completely new level. All right, from my heart to yours, I pray that you continue to step into your power, see the unseeable, know the unknowable, and continue to do whatever it takes to do the impossible in your life. Again, thank you so much for listening to us. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you in passing. Thank you so much.